Yeah, welcome back to some Hardcore Remnant. We're on to our third world before getting to Root Earth, and I mean, honestly, I haven't had like any issues so far. I feel kind of bad because the first couple worlds, I mean, especially this last one, Narud, man, I cut out, like, I spent about 2 hours again, just kind of going through, doing things, right? And I cut it down to what, like 15 minutes? They're just nothing exciting was happening, dude. Like, it wasn't like, oh, all these like close calls and this was happening. No, it was just kind of chill. I don't know. Like, I mean, part of it is kind of the engineer, right? Engineer is a very solid archetype. Like, if you're looking to do yourself some hardcore, there's a few different archetypes that are really good, like engineer. Because the turret is phenomenal, does great damage, and if you you put it down, it'll continue to do damage for you while you are running around and playing safe, right? So you can just keep winning, and I keep accidentally doing that. I'm telling you, the muscle memory is brutal right now. But yeah, like, look, you can just set it down and it goes and it does work, and I don't actually have to do anything. So you're having trouble with hardcore, run the engineer. That's a solid one. If you don't want to run with the engineer, maybe you want to like be more engaged with things and like actually like play, depending on like what you're doing. Handler as a primary can work out pretty good because, you know, you get the pick me up from the dog. In general, I like the handler archetype because of the bonuses and stuff. The extra movement speed is nice, etc., etc. You know, challenger can be good because you get the Die Hard perk. I do honestly kind of like dislike it in a way. So I really like the challenger, but to me, some of the hardest things about it is the starting weapon and whatnot. So that, like, with that bulldog and stuff, depending on like who you end up fighting, it can be really hard to like make it through some of the encounters. So like my very first time playing the game, I played challenger, and then my first boss was the sewer guy, the bloat king, and that was awful because all I had was the bulldog. I didn't really have anything else. You know, the silverback is nice too, but like there's only so much it could like do for me, and it took so long and so many attempts. You know, I didn't really know what I was doing overall in general, and that didn't help. But like the skill I had, I only had the shockwaves thing. It was useless for the boss because like they're floating in the air. What is shockwave doing for me? Nothing. So like, yes, challenger can be good for you if you for the Die Hard thing, to make sure like if you make a mistake you can get back up. But if you don't like the bulldog and you're in the wrong situation, you need to make sure you basically buy another weapon to cover you, because otherwise it's just kind of feel bad. I do think also the medic can be very good as well because of its prime perk, where you can recharge your relic slots by healing, so that can allow you to like actually sustain in some fights if you're taking a lot of damage and whatnot. And in general, the medic is just solid with its healing stuff to help keep you alive and all that kind of thing. I should actually drink this to make myself safer. No, but the first chunk there that I did up through that last world, Narud, I did like all of that in one sitting essentially. So now, since it has been a couple days, we'll kind of see how I'm feeling here. I do in general like this world. You know, Blossom's a lot of fun. I'm pretty comfortable with the Beatific Palace and stuff as far as like where to go and stuff. Just kind of curious to see what kind of dungeons we get. I don't know which guys I would prefer to get as far as mods go. I can't even really think of any specific gear that I really want either, honestly. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see. I mean, there are a few that would be really strong depending on like how we tweak builds around. Things like Red Ring of Death, Shadow of Misery could be pretty strong. Get something like, if I can do some more bulwark things as we go, especially once we start rolling this into Nightmare. Get some like Whispering Marble, Dried Clay Ring, those types of things would be pretty nice, because we could get a nice, a nice bulwark set going up. But let's go ahead and see what our first dungeon is. And by dungeon, it's going to be like kind of open world section, because there's like two, like main open zones with one having the actual dungeon, and then the other one just having the extra ones. Oh, this is the actual dungeon. Postulant's Parlor, man. I mean, cool, I guess. But also, I just don't like doing it. I like, I'll be honest, a lot of times when I do adventure modes now, and I'm, you know, just doing things, if I get in here, I don't do it because it's, to me, it's more annoying than anything. Like, it's just tedious. It's just tedious. But we can get some armor. We could get the bow, which is actually going to be pretty solid because bows are really good. And maybe find some other gear, right? Alright. Oh. How many times? How long is this going to take me to do? Sometimes I can, like, nail this, like, real fast. And then sometimes I spend a very long time trying to do this. But if I remember right, the armor's up here, which means I need a piece there. So we're going to try and do that. Now move that one. Okay. Let's go check. What happened to my dog? He just, like, poofed. Did he, like, somehow clip through things? Oh, you can't hit me. Oh, no. You know the nice thing about, like, being in Losum as well is the fact that I'm actually getting value out of my freaking Ravager amulet now. It was so frustrating going into Narud, and there were a lot of spaces where it was like, you know, it worked. But there were also several times, like, with ghost guys and this and that, and then, you know, the labyrinth, all the stone guys, like, it just didn't do diddly. So it actually affecting all the enemy types here is kind of refreshing. All right, now to not lose. I still haven't found, like, right, there is another piece of gear to be had here, right? And I just haven't found it yet. You jerk. Oh, no. Ah. All right, yeah, got it. Thanks. Oh, I'm such an idiot. God dang it. I hate this stupid game. Why? Why would I do this? Hey, found another piece of gear. That's good. Don't mind how much curse I have built up. I'm totally doing very well at the puzzle. No big deal. Burn. Yeah. It's so refreshing to play on something like... Offering Stone could be kind of fun. It's so refreshing to play on something that isn't Apocalypse, honestly. Like, I mean, you know, I'm pretty comfortable playing there. And obviously, a lot of what I do, if you watched a lot of my videos and build things, is not, you know, not trying to choose all the, like, the best choices. Because I like to use different things, but then I want to, like, kind of use it on the hardest difficulty just to, like, really kind of stress test it in some ways, right? But it's so refreshing to do things on, like, you know, lower, more regular difficulties and just, like, have things be effective. And I think that's something that a lot of times, you know, I think people kind of miss out on is, like, I mean, it's like, yeah, obviously it's not the best thing, like, yeah, right, like, I can tell, but not everybody's playing on, you know, Apocalypse, right? And not everybody's looking to do that kind of experience. And so, I mean, there's sometimes I go to do multiplayer, and I mean, there's nobody on in Apocalypse, and then there's 2 people available in Nightmare. Everybody's playing on Veteran and Survivor. So, like, I don't know, whatever. Oh my god, finally. Thank you. Oh. We're not gonna talk about how long that took me. Way too long. Gosh. Alright, Brockwith Quarter. Very cool. Very cool. Rolling along again. We're doing power level wise pretty good. Oh, we got the lady here. We're not going to be able to get the full quest done with her, because that would take multiple rerolls because you have to do all the events. But we can get all the children, and I kind of forget what reward she gives you for each one. If you find all the children, does she give you the quilted heart, or do you have to get the quilt complete to get the quilted heart? And then if you... No, because there's also the seer's eye. Is that one for doing all the quilt? I'm going to find out here in a second. I say second. It might be a second for you guys. It'll probably be a few minutes for me, realistically. Nothing like running through an old birdish town with a flamethrower. Grab me. Okay, or not. With a flamethrower, high-tech alien flamethrower, gunning down the peasants as a fear for their lives against invaders. Oh, there's one child just hanging outside the sewers, as any little waif is wont to do, right? I'm kind of hoping for Harvester's Reach, because that can get me a few things. I mean, one, we get the Aberrant guy, which means... Yes, Harvester. I like this because Aberrant guy, another mutator, more things to use, right? The other part is we can get the Ring of Grace, and I do really like that one. You know, it gives you 15% of your health over amount of time whenever you take enemy damage. I'm just kind of a fan of it. I don't know why, I just really like it. I think it goes back to some of like the really early like build things I used to do. I just liked doing it. I loved taking damage and then using like that ring, you know, the Indignant Fetish and Ring of Retribution, so that anytime enemies hit me, I just started healing, taking less damage, dealing more damage, all those kinds of things. Like, I thought that was pretty fun and cool to do. Now, I'm gonna be stuck. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. We are going to do this. Now, depending on what pops out, if it's the Aberrant guy, we gotta drop our turret right away so that I can use like skills and things. That way I can guarantee I'm gonna win the fight. Yep. Alright. Activate the dog, get him to draw aggro, pick up the turret again. We're gonna overclock it. And then between Madness and Flamethrower, we should be able to start stacking a huge amount of damage on him, unless these stupid little blobs are gonna mess with us. We're losing a lot of health, so we need to set this down, roll away, and then use our relic. Quickly, get ready to roll the lightning. Alright, hopefully the dog will be good to get it. Turret is stuck, so we're gonna pick it up. Oh, come on, dodge that. Oh, lordy. Burn, 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 burn. I don't know what his health is because, of course, it's not showing up. But we are catching the other blob. Nice. Lively. Lively is kind of fun, too. I hardly ever use it. Maybe I'll do something with it here at some point. Overall, pretty good. Dog is just being absolutely great here. Like, I mean, outside of him being primary perk, Handler can be so helpful for like a hardcore thing. If you take the guard dog thing, it just makes him more durable, which is just very helpful. And then him taking more aggro means, guess what? Old big boy there was not hitting us, so we didn't have any problems with like trying to stay safe, right? Yeah, and yeah, run away, you little baby. And then we just flame through all these guys. Now, we got kind of lucky, right? Because we had the, you know, the Forgotten Field event, which allowed us to get rugged. So our dog is just extra sturdy, even with only 5 points in there, right? So overall, it's just super helpful for us. And the Ring of Ordnance, too. Like, look at our ammo. Like, we're maxed out. Like, we're going to be able to just constantly use this flamethrower, like, at all times, because we're always regenerating that ammo. Now, what I might end up doing is back in Ward 13, go to Cassie and buy the Engineer's Cog ring, Phase Shaman ring. You get that one because it can, you know, it'll give us haste and extra movement speed while we're carrying a heavy weapon, which I seem to be doing quite a bit right now, and that could be pretty nice for us. Something else that could be kind of fun, as far as secondary events go, I'm kind of hoping I get the, ooh, I don't know if I want, oh, it is this one. Okay, so we can get ourselves the, whatchamacallit, the grenade launcher. And that's a pretty good weapon. We'll just have to come back and revisit the area here at some point. But that can be a pretty fun one to do. And since we have kinship, thanks to the handler, I'm not too worried about us blowing ourselves up. However, now that I'm thinking about it, some more again, I might not try and get it, because I forgot about how you have to do some drop downs on all those little platforms and then jump over there after it fills up. And that's pretty sketchy, because sometimes, like, I say sometimes, I can pretty much always land the jumps like where I need to be. However, what I then end up doing is rolling, because my guy has like momentum, and then I just roll off into the water. And that would be an incredibly unfortunate way to end a hardcore run. So maybe we won't be getting the Meridian. We might just have to call it good with the Burden of the Divine. The other event I kind of wanted was the safe one, so that I could get the rusted ring, rusted heirloom. Gives us 2 stacks of bulwark under 50%. That could be a pretty fun one to do as well, especially if I ever decide to go back into the Beads of the Valorous restriction cord kind of thing. But, you know, for a hardcore run, yeah, a little sketchy, right? What's great about this dungeon as well is because, you know, it's just filled with elites, you know, on each of the bone piles. It means we're getting a ton of luminite crystals, which is really helpful for us once we start doing some other upgrades and whatnot. Oh, arcane strike. I forgot that's what you get out of here too. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, like, I know there's a trait you get from here, or at least I kind of remembered it, but I just didn't remember which one. Probably not going to use arcane strike. One thing I kind of want to do, I do kind of want to do an arcane strike with like spectral blade, where you can hit a lot of guys at once, so you could get a lot of melee mod generation, stack it on top of that, and then do some other things with that. That could be kind of fun, right? But we'll get our nice ring of grace and head on out of this place. Oh, I was about to go up the ladder, and then I was like, oh, I'll check this just in case. It gets me every time, man. Hi, friend. Go get the dog. Nope. Get the dog, please. There we go. Now we're set. Oh, or he's gonna go back to me. Oh, no. It's just, like, I don't... Right, at this point, I'm gonna have to be, like, severely overwhelmed, like, just in a really bad spot for me to feel like I'm in any danger. Because, I mean, just, like, the sheer amount of damage we're able to put out, we're so durable. Like, right now, we have, how much damage reduction? Why can't I see it? 48%, right? Which, you know, based on a lot of things, you're like, oh, it's not a ton, right? But when you consider that we're on veteran, that's a pretty respectable amount. Like, we're not on Apocalypse, right? And, like, we're doing so much damage. We got some lifesteal effects going on, too. So it's just, like... I just don't feel like I'm in any danger so far. Like, I would really have to mess up for me to think that something bad is going to happen. You know what I mean? Or, like, fall off. Like, you know, some instant kill thing. Like, I'm going and I'm doing the sewer thing, right? Like, yeah. Something catastrophic would have to happen for me to feel like we're going to start losing this run. I think we're pretty much set for... Losum. Like, maybe Root Earth, there's definitely some dangerous things in there, right? You know, Venom, a bunch of those encounters can be pretty dangerous with the different waves. The one with the 2 walkers and the other little mini Venom guy. Like, a lot of those spots can be very, very dicey. But as is right now, feeling pretty good. Oh, Pathway of the Fallen, huh? We don't have the Red Prince's crown. Also, I picked up an experience tonic. But,
okay, I don't like the looks of this.
We could get the Loss Amulet, because that one does, like, skill and mod weak point damage. So we could do maybe something with that. Or is that the stamina one? No, the gold one does, when your stamina's at 100%, it gives you more damage. Right? Is that it? It's been a while. I don't use either one of the amulets. And really, considering, like, what I like to do is a lot of, like, builds I do. I like to use things that people don't normally like to use. And I feel like that should be one of them. Like, those two. Because it just doesn't... I don't think it's things that people use, ever. Silver Ribbon could be really helpful, too. Because that's going to increase skill damage. And that'll be our turret and our dog. And then whenever we activate their abilities, that'll give us haste, which is pretty fun as well. So that could be a pretty good one for us, actually. Also, I went into town, right? So I got that experience tonic. I also picked up the that engineer's cog, mechanic's cog. And so we've got that stack of bulwark and the you know, movement speed, which is kind of nice to maneuver dungeons. But the thing too, right? I was talking about our damage reduction earlier. We were at 48% with the turret on. So then we get the magnetic field, reducing our damage taken by 15%, and a stack of bulwark thanks to the mechanic's cog. We're now at 60% damage reduction, which is pretty reasonable, because we also have fortify. I mean, that's something to consider when if you take the engineer as your freaking thing, as your archetype, because you get access to that trait, and having extra damage reduction when you don't want to die is pretty helpful. Bad thing is flamethrower is not going to do much because he's going to be sitting in a pool of water. So we'll go to the Vulcan. Let's activate our dog ability. Send him in. Oh, wrong one. And then we activate turret. Overclock it. And then we start unloading. Oh, of course he summoned dudes right as I go to start shooting them. Regenerator bursting. Kind of forget what bursting does. Is that? Oh, it's just him shooting off those things, huh? But he's taking plenty of damage. Yep. Oh no. Oh, you know what I was so mixed up about? The Gift of the Melancholy, because it's got this silver look. I was thinking of the Index of the Scribe. Index of the Scribe increases like skill and like weak spot damage. Oh, so the gold one does what? Mod damage things or something? It's been so long. Again, it's just they're not amulets I use. And there's a silver ribbon. Nice. I'm not crazy there. I didn't like get that thing mixed up, did I? No, increase skill damage by 25%. Increase and then grants haste when you use a skill. 25%. I forgot it's 20. For some reason, I was thinking 15%, which isn't a lot when you can get that same benefit for, you know, like the Ankh of Power or something. So 25% is much better. Ooh, a magnifying glass. Dude, my dad's gonna be pissed because, yeah, sorry, Dad. He's been trying to get that friggin' amulet for a while now. That could be kind of fun. I don't know that I have anything to really utilize it right now. No, like, big aura effects to really, you know, get benefits out of it. Mod duration is always, you know, kind of nice. But even then, don't know that there's really a whole lot for me right now. Aberrant guy? I swear I heard something weird. Okay, hey, there is an aberrant guy. I knew it. Alright, drop you down. Boom. Dodge out of there. We're gonna overclock it. Vortex is kind of cool for him, I guess. And now we're gonna just... Oh no. Ah, the aberrant enemy. Watch as he burns and madnesses to death with a turret unloading full salvo. Yep. Alright, who's it gonna be? Are we getting the fire chick, the witch? The witch it is. Creeping mists. That could be kind of good for us, actually, right? You know, increase some mod damage and then, you know, crit chance and stuff. Or not mod damage, but status effect damage. So that could be pretty okay. Hey. Oh, of course he's immune to fire. Yeah. I need to get rid of the healer, though, because, you know, it's gonna cause some problems once he starts doing that. I'm already taking a bit of damage, honestly. That fire is shredding me. Oh, my God. I'm kind of hoping to get the, oh, shoot. The pig event. Because then I can get twisting wounds, which is another form of bleeding, and, you know, increased range damage on bleeding guys. Like, that would be a pretty good one to get, too. I don't feel like that's what I'm rolling here, though. I think it might... I have a feeling it could be the Manor. And the thing about the Manor is the Blood-Soaked Idol, which I've never actually used on a build either. You know, it gives you the increased status effect damage for each enemy with status effects, or just increases all your damage for enemies with status effects. I feel like that one's just really difficult to really pull off, right? and get it up to full speed, we could potentially get the we could actually get the Crimson Dreamstone, right? Because normally what that one requires you to do is whenever you're in the dream world, you have to use liquid death in order to escape from the dream, or or just kind of blow yourself up or something, right? You have to die. You don't want that to work on hardcore, but from my understanding, it will if you manage to off yourself some way, like the Fruit of Death, like we have, then you can get the ring, and that one could be kind of fun with our setup here, because it's basically like skill critical effects or critical hits will increase your skill damage. So it could be another good way for us to like increase our skill damage. But by the way, Madness can stagger these guys. See, look how it staggers them. So like it can be a way of you doing like damage to them if you don't have like a good not ranged damage. I mean, range damage will do the trick anyways, but you could hit them with Madness, and then the Madness damage will stagger them out and kind of keep them off of you in a way. I think there was another type of damage too that was like a little strange that would again stagger them. It is the pig. I didn't see the hole because normally I know it's the pig event when there's oh no, it's not the pig event. Okay, I saw the hole and I was like, oh no. So this is where you can get the effigy. The effigy one's pretty fun. I do like that one. I'm not gonna really have like, it works best when you have the bitter memento, because bitter memento locks, sets 1% of your HP as gray health, and the effigy, right, gives you damage reduction, increased damage while you have gray health, and you can take more hits before you lose said gray health. So like, it just works better with that, I find. And then we do get the cleansing stone too. Again, that's another one I've never used. It's definitely one for like I would say team play. Cleanses elemental status effects and then heals your allies. So like, to me, that's obviously when it's going to be good, is when you can like heal allies with it too. But it just doesn't do much of anything else outside of that. But like, I kind of have a hard time seeing any use. Like, okay, cool, my relic removes status effects, but I can do that anyways, like without that, at least with like some of the other like non-damage amulets, like say the Echo of the Forest, right? It's got some cool weird utility that even by yourself is gonna play out pretty well. And I'm not saying like every amulet should be like absolutely super good, viable, competitive for solo play, because I think there should be some that are like, this is a really good team item, right? Which is kind of how that one feels. But I kind of wish that the effects had something a little bit more to incentivize playing by yourself. Unless I'm misreading something. Am I misreading something? Reduce the duration. Okay, so I mean, it just makes them last less time. So like, I guess that could be sort of appealing because they just end really quickly. So I guess in a sense it like reduces the damage they deal to you by 50% or something. But like, I don't know, at the same time, kind of, I don't know. Reduced by 50%, and then relic cleanses elemental status effects. Does that 25% it gives to all allies include yourself? So like, if you use a relic, do you also heal yourself by 25% of your HP? Like an additional, like on top of what it normally does? Or if you have the lifeless heart that doesn't heal you for anything, will it actually heal you? So you could potentially get some like, healing from that relic. And a whole bunch of charges. Alright, Sunken Witch. Should be pretty okay. I might go full damage. I've had the Fey Shaman ring on for some extra healing because that burning was really messing me up. But I'm probably going to put on the Ahanai Crystal. I went ahead and bought it because I cleared I cleared Yeshan Hardcore, right? So it figures we could get it. So it could get us a nice, 8% now? 10%. So 10% more damage with bleeding and burning on the guy. Too bad the madness doesn't actually count. I wish it did. That'll be okay. I could put Overloaded on there too, so that I could have Burning Lightning and what's it called on there. But I'm too lazy to do that right now, so I think we'll be alright. Get our dog's ability going. Activate this. Get this. And then we just start unloading. Now, if I ever actually take the time to level up the Fetid Wounds, we could get some nice corrosion stacks going on here. There we are. Just gonna kind of chill over here for a second. Let's go ahead. Our turret ammo is getting a little low, so we're gonna overclock it. She's coming out behind us. And then we stay back. She's gonna start spinning here in a second, right? Like that. Now you can kind of do it like this, where you kind of like, see, my roll distance isn't enough. If your roll distance is enough, you can, oh my god, okay. She's gonna jump down. Sorry, I had to like actually pay attention for a second because I didn't realize how much damage I was taking. If you have some more roll distance, you could actually roll through her spin, and then she'll miss an additional time before like she keeps like, you have to like dodge again. But the way it is right here, I'm probably gonna have to go kind of like this. The turret's really, yeah, really kind of messing me up actually. Whoop. Get stamina, stamina. Burn, 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 burn. Is she gonna jump down this time? Because she didn't jump down a second ago. There she goes. There we are. Yeah, I got a little too close there. We're not gonna talk about that. I'm out of stamina. Oh no. All right, that was a little scary. That got a little close. I underestimated her a little bit, and it definitely wasn't playing it as smart as I should have. We made it. Maybe I should not have taken that, and I should have gone. At the Fey Shaman Ring, having you activate your relic faster is pretty nice at times, especially when you're really low. I should also switch out Blooming Heart for something that's going to more consistently heal me, because it does do, you know, like 35% of my HP, right? It's a nice chunk. And then you get the other little bulbs to go around and pick up. But by yourself, like, it's nice when you have teammates, because you can use it, heal yourself up. And if you have like points in triage, it's doing a lot, quite a bit more, right? And then those little Healy balls, like, all your teammates can go around and pick up, and that'll heal them up. And, you know, it's a good support thing. It's not, I need to not use it. I should go either standard relic or maybe the constrained heart. Maybe we'll go buy that from Cassie, because we can totally get that now. Oh. Ooh. Oh, God. Get me out, get me out, get me out. Oh. Stop. Let me breathe for a second. I thought I could get around that dude, and when he just started stunning me into the corner, I really saw my character's life flash before his eye. I thought I was about to get hugged, and then my character would be gone. All because I failed to get around him. Oh, man. Alright, I'm getting complacent. I'm getting too comfortable with the guy. I just don't feel like I'm in any danger so far. Like, I would really have to mess it up, to mess it up. I don't know what I was doing. All I had to do was beat that. Huh. Bummer. I should have won that. I should have won that. There was no reason I should have died there. Man. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I'm just running around like an idiot. I was like, oh, just run through here and I'll do this. No, man. I see. Pride, overconfidence is an insidious killer. And it got me there. I was like, oh, I'll do whatever. And then the dude shot me in the head. Well, I guess that'll be it for this one. And we'll go right on back to the beginning on the next. No engineer next time, though. So I'll have to actually try. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And on the next one, I don't know. Whatever. Take care.